I identified, and this will make me sound crazy, but I literally talk to my mind as if it's another entity.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I do too.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm not crazy then.
No, I mean I've not discussed this outside,
Yeah.
but you got to be your own best life coach,
Yeah.
right? I was telling the other guy one day. He said, "Oh, I'm 17. I started 2 businesses. I don't know the details of it. I feel absolutely shit. I feel depressed." I said, "If you were your own life coach, you would fire yourself because you talk shit to yourself all day. That's what most people do. We all do it, but the second you do it, you need to say, okay, you know what? This I am doing. Like you walk into a group." A lot of people ask me, if I walk into a meeting or something, how do I behave? Get out of your head first.
Yeah.
No one's looking at you. You're telling yourself, like, everyone's looking at me. I should say
Everybody's
this. I should
staring
say
at
that.
me.
I'm stressed out. You stop thinking like that because you're your own worst life coach. If your thoughts were put on a screen and people can watch it, you'll be embarrassed of yourself.
Yeah.
Truly. That's most
that is
people's
true,
case.
yeah.
So I think like, okay, if someone's watching my thought, what are they going to say? So initially, you pretend that you believe in something, believe something else, and it gradually becomes your own mentality.
You act as if,
It becomes normal for you because your brain is as powerful as it is. It's quite stupid, right? So I have this thing that initially I pretended to be somebody, then I wanted to be somebody, then I worked towards somebody. Now I'm somebody.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea, step by step.
So for me, and I've spoken about this quite a few times, it was 2 things. One is creating my own uniform. I realized that whenever I used to go to a job, I would dress up in their uniform and I would adopt, like I was a different person. Hi, sir, welcome to blah, 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 blah. How can I help you?
Yeah.
So I created my own uniform
Yes.
where I would wear a certain hat and a certain watch every time I wrote emails for clients.
Switch on the...
So and every single time, like I would be regular Dylan Madden, but then as soon as it was time for me to get to work, would go on, watch would go on, and I would go into flow immediately. And eventually, as we just spoke about, you get to where that's just natural. Like I can sit down at any second of the day and start just banging out emails, banging out content easily.
Yeah.
But then the second thing was creating an alter ego. Whenever Andrew gave me the nickname Moneybag Madden, that became my alter ego. It was like my better version, but it wasn't so far out that it was like almost like a fantasy figure. My alter ego was somebody that was earning just a little bit more money. He was just a little bit more confident, had just a slightly better relationship. So it gave me a sense of like a direction, of a guide. And I recommend anybody that's watching this to create your own alter ego and make it real. Don't make it some like Marvel character or any of that nonsense. Like give it a name, like literally be able to see it in your mind. Give it like, okay, I want to earn $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
How am I going to earn $5,000 a month? Well, I'm going to do it from working with X amount of clients offering this skill. And then break it into actions. That way it's not just this like idea. It's like you literally have a plan to get there.
Yeah.
And that's literally what I did, bro. Whenever I lived in Qatar, I've within the first, I think it was 3 months that I was living there, I hit my first $8,000 a month.
Nice.
That went from me being like $1,200 a month to $8,000 a month, like that. So I left Dubai, went to Georgia for about 2-3 weeks, went to Budapest for about a month, and then that was when I went to Qatar. So within that time frame, I was like, I'm done. I'm done living like this. I'm tired of having to take on these regular gigs, blah 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 blah. And I created this alter ego, and it was gave me a sense of direction, and it also gave me the actions, which is the main thing.
You zone in.
That I needed to take. Yeah, and then every time I hit those, my alter ego becomes even more powerful, and then that gives me something to work towards. Like my alter ego now, Moneybag Madden. I am Moneybag Madden. I've became him like years ago by this point.
I agree.
But I still use it as kind of like a guide. Like in my mind, sometimes I'll be like, would Moneybag Madden be doing this? If it's yes, then I'll do it. If no, then I stop doing it immediately. Yep. And I change whatever I'm doing or the path that I'm going on. Example, which I don't have TikTok on my phone, but like for me, it's Instagram. Yep. If I'm not careful, so I'm posting on Instagram all the time.
It's meant to be addictive.
Oh yeah, bro. I'll start scrolling, and then my brain starts feeling like it's dying, and I'm like, would Moneybag Madden, with living in the house that he lives in, with the lifestyle that he has, would he be spending 20 minutes scrolling on some explore page, watching somebody else's lifestyle? Yes or no? And I'm like, well, obviously no. And then I immediately go back in my own life.
This is true. The alter ego thing is powerful.
Yeah.
I've done that for many years, and have helped me make some good decisions. And it's a guideline. Most people don't have a blueprint or a guideline to guide their mind. The minds are very powerful. And that's a good point, man.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And most people just go through life just based off their impulses. They're completely reactive. They don't have any, they might kind of think ahead, but it's really like, okay, later I'm going to eat steak for dinner. I'm like, okay, bro, think a little bit deeper. Think a little bit further into your life.
Well, they don't need to, right? The comfort is very comforting.
That is a fair